Yeah, I just don't understand it at all whatsoever. I don't understand streamers who would lie about the level of support they're getting. Can someone explain it to me? Like right now, what incentive is there for me to lie and say that I'm doing better than I'm doing? Why would I ever fake a contribution? Because I'm accused of this, but I never understood it and no one's ever justified it. Like, why would I want to lie about my contributions? In my opinion, if you look better than you're doing, less people likely want to support because they think you're doing good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to, I'll name this segment later, GTG spits that grease, so on and so forth, title forever in the works. This is kind of last minute on my end, but I felt the need, I felt compelled, if you will, to get this out there. So this right here is about the nonsense that happened yesterday. That had been July 1st. DSP a lot went on, actually, to be honest with you. A lot went on. So most people are talking about DSP and his little crying segment, you know, basically crying for himself. That's literally why he did it. I'll explain in a minute. But also what happened yesterday is we almost missed the Pokemon goal for the 4th time until that $100 anonymous, air quotes, $100 tip came in to basically save that shit, which led into like supposedly 5 pack openings or whatever, which is kind of ridiculous, being that we came off of an $800 Pokemon stream like last week or the week before, and I don't remember there being 5 packs given for every 100 or even for every $100 given. I don't remember that part. So because that'd have been like 40 packs if there was $800, 850. So theoretically that'd have been like what, like 55 packs, give or take. You know what I'm saying? Like if you guys have seen the Pokemon chart for how that whole scam works, you know what I'm talking about. So that's a thing. Then I had thought about it and I was like, all of that shit's connected. The whole situation with him crying over the video game that evening, right? First off, there was a build up to that. He was building up to that throughout the entire day. For all I know, for all we know, he actually knew what the ending was to go ahead and get the tears out. I'll get to that. Then you got the $100 situation that he had earlier in the day to try to save the Pokemon, to try to keep confidence, if you will, or stay face as it pertains to the Pokemon stuff is still lucrative. If he has to go ahead and fake a tip, not the first time, but if he has to fake a tip to keep the Pokemon shit going, he's gonna do that. I mean, it all flows together. Like, and then the lead up to his whole crying nonsense. He basically, I'm gonna break down the entire con. I cut this up myself because of how I want you to kind of see how I'm gonna try to show it to you in the way that I saw it, basically, because I didn't see all of this in order. I watched it the way you guys are about to see it, and then I saw it in order, and then I was like, I'm gonna just present it to you this way because it does make a little bit more sense to me, and then you'll get why he did what he did. So I'm gonna show you what he did, and then I'm gonna show you the build up to why he did it. So that'll basically how this get broken down. All right, so let's go ahead and let's cut all the talking. Let's get to the talking. To be honest with you, hopefully you guys are doing all right and whatnot. Hopefully you guys are going to be enjoying your 4th of July weekend and whatnot. It's like a 3-day weekend for most people, myself included. Not going to stream. I might stream Saturday, depending on when this goes out. If this goes out Friday, then yeah, I might stream Saturday. I could stream Sunday, I guess. Nah, I'll stream Saturday. Yeah, I'll stream Saturday early because I got a bunch of food that I need to cook and get marinated and all that shit. So anyway, have a good 4th of July weekend. That's the point of all that. All right, so let's go ahead and get to why you guys are here. Let's see here. Where's this video at?
Interesting.
All right, here we go. Okay, so first and foremost, let's go ahead and give our flowers. Big ups to Raw Phil. Big ups to Diggs. He was willing to cut this, but I told him I'm good. I got this and whatnot. I'm a big kid now. I got to try to stand on my own too for some of this stuff. And big ups to Chia. All right, so, and big ups to all the rest of my people, obviously. All right, so without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, here we go.
Interesting.
Oh, the pre-phase. This is the actual crying segment. Now, it's a little bit longer in the teeth, or in the tooth, than most of you guys have seen, because I want you to see how he built up to this. He already knew what the ending to this game was, because it's just a walking sim. So he's already watched somebody else play it, I'm sure. He prepped himself for all this. And that's going to lead into what comes at like during this whole segment. So here we go.
You know, I never told you how much I loved your story. It's really so imaginative.
Oh my God.
And the person you wrote about is such an interesting and intense guy. My only issue was, well, I didn't like him very much.
Oh my God. This and just to put it out there, all of this, for the most part, was because of Pokemon. Because they missed 3 goals and he didn't win. We couldn't afford to miss a 4th, basically. And he wanted to cry for himself over this whole diaper situation. Yes, I have something coming. It should have been out the day that you're watching this, which should be Friday. But because he's had so many crash outs over this nonsense, I'm gonna wait and just give you guys probably just one big ass video, or I'll probably give you a preface and then I'll probably do like one big video after that.
So, I wanted to read you something I wrote for you.
Why?
Which is about the Benny I've known for 11 years now. It's called The Great Life of Benjamin Bryn. Benjamin Bryn was born into an ordinary home, to an ordinary mother and father in a small town by the sea. His mother was a composer.
So here's the thing. This is supposed to be the ultimate challenge, because remember, in the original game, if you don't blink, it stays on a scene. Their intention is to make you not blink so you can hear this story.
See, you can already see the fake bullshit coming into play.
And you got to be like, oh my God, your eyes are probably burning because you're all emotional now because of what's going on in the game. And you're like, oh no, how are you supposed to keep your eyes open for this scene? You're going to miss it, right?
Or at least that's what she dreamed she'd be.
And the sad thing is too about this whole crying situation is why is it that you can't convey any real emotion in IRL? Why does this shit always have to be over like some video game shit? Like, you have no emotional connections to anybody in IRL, but he goes out of his way to try to build a connection off these video games. That shit's so fucking bizarre. But then again, that's what he's done his entire life. He's used video games to try to associate and find camaraderie and build bonds with people, which is incredibly uncomfortable, I would think, and inappropriate in a lot of ways, given the fact that if you remove the video game, then what do you guys really have? You see what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't think past the video game. The video game is what's supposed to keep you guys connected. Or the business arrangement, like with him and John, it's supposed to keep you guys connected. He never really bothers to build real bonds with people outside of what purpose they serve. Something to think about.
So, when her own dreams didn't pan out, she began to dream for him. But then, when he was just 11 years old, he got sick and was forced to stay inside for an entire year. And in that year, he began to worry that he hadn't lived enough. So he made up a story.
Ironic too, being that he was inside for an entire year and DSP doesn't leave his house, if not barely. Yikes, son.
Of the great life he thought he wanted to live.
Okay.
Which only made him forget the great life he already had.
So that makes sense. He was imagining what he wanted his life to be, and that's the story he told to the ferryman. So then they went back and told the real story.
He had filled a new home with light and joy and promise. How he met a girl, his neighbor, who felt all alone in the world.
It's almost like he's not even human. Holy shit. It's almost like he's not even human.
And made her
But you can see how he's trying to get himself emotionally built up for the situation, though.
feel okay again. And how, even when he was sick, he still gave his parents hope. How he reminded them exactly who they were after they had almost forgotten.
Huh.
So when he knew he was going to go, he was okay. Because he'd already lived a great life. A full life. And he was everything he needed to
Look at him, already getting himself revved up.
be, just as he was.
Oh, and now go.
She accepts. Close your eyes now and keep them closed.
Okay.
She's gonna let you in.
Why is he smiling like that?
It must be somewhere that he likes.
Huh. That's it. Huh.
Now remember, well, you'll see it because I got this all in here. He was expecting an emotional situation leading up to this point. And so he's just trying to play the part that he's expected to play with the set game that he's playing. But don't worry, I'm going to explain to you why we even played this game anyway. I'm like, it all ties in with it. All this shit is based on Pokemon. Holy fuck. It's so disgusting. We're using dead kids in video games and whatnot to fucking to basically fuel the Pokemon fucking addiction, bro. It's so disgusting. You'll see. You'll see.
Well, honestly, I mean, it's very emotional, but it's not as like sad as I thought it was going to be.
Wow, a child dying is not a sad thing? Really? Okay, Phil. That's the real Phil coming out. There we go. Kind of broke character there for a minute, Phil.
Just feel like I actually don't feel sad right now. I'm just overwhelmed with emotion because
I don't feel sad right now. I'm just overwhelmed with emotion. The fuck you having any emotion to that? You don't know those people. The fuck you care? You just said a kid dying in front of his parents isn't that as sad as I thought it would be. Huh? Like, what are we doing? Like, why did you even play? Anyway. Anyway. Let me let this sick little person go ahead and do what he's doing.
that's it.
I'll say it's always tragic losing a child. It's always tragic losing a child.
Huh. Well, honestly, I mean, it's very emotional, but it's not as like sad as I thought it was going to be. I'm just feeling like I actually don't feel sad right now. I'm just overwhelmed with emotion because obviously it's a ending that's not as bad as it could be.
The child dying wasn't as bad as it. The child dying wasn't as bad as it could be. Okay, that's interesting way of expressing that one. That's interesting.
That was very unique.
You might want to pause that, Phil, just in case that's just copyrighted, son. There you go. There's your 7 seconds.
Right. That was very unique. That was a really cool story. And it gets you, man. It gets you, right? Just like everyone said, everyone's crying.
See? He's only doing it because he's expected to do it, not that he actually feels anything. I mean, granted, he said it wasn't that sad seeing a kid die, so there's that too. But, you know.
That's not as bad as it could be. That was very unique.
Oh, Phil, this is going to be rough for you, boy.
All right. That was very unique. That was a really cool.
Damn, I didn't even think about that. The song says I want to be somebody. Boy, Phil, there's a lot of deep meta in this shit that I'm not giving the credit that I should. Yikes.
Story. And it gets you, man. It gets you, right? Just like everyone said, everyone's crying their eyes out when you play the game. That's why.
Sure.
Obviously, no one wants to think of an 11-year-old who dies of cancer. It's incredibly sad.
Really? You said it wasn't that sad just a minute ago, but now it's incredibly sad? Okay.
But it's an interesting way to think about the human condition. I wish I could talk.
The human condition? The fuck's... All right, whatever. It's funny how he likes to shit on LTG for his weird ass beliefs and takes and whatever, and you're just as fucking out there and mentally ill as he is. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that everybody who believes in aliens are fucking weird or mentally ill or whatever, but you're just as out there as that dude is.
Gets you, right? Just like everyone said, everyone's crying their eyes out when you play the game. That's why. Obviously, no one wants to think of an 11-year-old who dies of cancer. It's incredibly sad. But it's an interesting way to think about the human condition. I wish I could talk normally right now because I actually have some insightful things to say.
Really? Can you name an 11-year-old who's died, Phil, that was close to you? No? Oh, okay. I wonder how insightful you really are.
But the stupid emotion takes me over. That the human condition is that we all know we're going to die, and everyone wants to live a full life, and everyone wants to feel like because their life was longer or whatever, that it was more meaningful.
You living a long life doesn't mean that your life was meaningful. That's not how that works at all. Jesus Christ, Phil, you're stupid. That's not how that works. Just because there's a lot of people who lived really long lives and it wasn't meaningful. if all the people around them, for example, had died, and let's say they had no other family. Here, let me give you an example. Like, there are stories written about dudes like from like World War I and World War II and shit. They had no family when they signed up or they were drafted or whatever they were, whatever the case may be, and they were like the only ones who made it, like out of their particular platoon or squadron and shit. And instead of going home, they just kept signing, kept kind of like re-enlisting, or they just kept getting put on to the next mission because there was nothing back home waiting for them and whatnot. So whether they died in combat or whether they, you know, survived yet again and then came home, if they didn't start families, if they didn't do anything and they kind of just lived the rest of their life out, would you consider that meaningful? Yeah, you appreciated that they served their country and shit, right? But if they couldn't move past the war, which that happened to a lot of people, just the trauma that comes with war and seeing people die like that, right? On one side or another. You know what I'm saying? If you can't move past that, and if you can't take those experiences and experience and pass that along, right? Or do something productive with it, then how meaningful was it? You know what I'm saying? Living at that point is just being trapped in a body that you can do nothing about. What about the men who ended up getting like, who ended up getting driven into comas and never came out? You know what I'm saying? And maybe they never woke up at all. Living a long life doesn't make that meaningful. Doesn't make that life meaningful and shit. It's all about what you do with it, is basically what I'm trying to say. So, and that, yet again, now let me get into my bullshit. This goes back to why DSP is so quick to say, I've been around for 18 years. I did this for X amount of time. I was around when this shit was all fucking grassroots and all this bullshit. He looks at longevity, or his longevity, I should say, as meaningful. And everybody else should consider it, not even consider it, should appreciate that longevity as much as he does. And no one does. The reason why is because he didn't do shit. And here's the thing. He himself realizes he didn't do shit. That's why he needs other people's appreciation to enrich and actually give that time that he's quote unquote put in, to give it value. He's completely and utterly dependent on other people to live. You know what I'm saying? Not just scamming these dents and whatever. That's the financial part of it. But if we're talking about the ego side of it, if we're talking about the actual emotional side of it, if you will, sentimental, if he's even capable of feeling that, he needs other people to justify his value because he's not brave enough to do it himself. And the reason why that is, it's not really because he's not brave enough. He knows that it's worthless. He knows that he hasn't accomplished anything. He knows that when he's dead and gone, it'll be someone else who will dictate what he did, how he did it, and what other people should perceive it as. That's what bothers him. At the end of the day, I don't think DSP is scared of dying, to be honest with you. He's scared of how he's going to be remembered. And even more scary than that, he's scared that he won't be remembered at all. That's what he's worried about, in my opinion.
But what the game is trying to say is that's not the case, that anyone can have a meaningful life as long as you...
And he's literally crying for himself at this point. Just imagine you being a worthless piece of shit that has based your whole existence on the internet. YouTube gets knocked out in 10 years, let's say, God forbid, but whatever. Let's say YouTube gets bumped out in 10 years. Who's going to care then? All this shit's going to be gone. But does that hinder your life, anybody who's listening to this? Does that hinder me? Does that hinder anything? No. You're going to keep pushing because your life isn't based on this. His is. And it's almost like he's slowly but surely coming to the realization of that. I love that for him. I love that for him.
Serve a purpose. And the kid's purpose was to basically be there for his parents and to give his parents meaning, which he did. And of course, his parents are never going to forget him, so they're going to keep him with them for the rest of their lives. And their lives have been enriched.
You shouldn't have to explain what's already understood. That's really disturbing, Phil. I'm not sure if you really... I understand Phil's not a parent, and I also understand that he doesn't have any real human connections or friends with it, or friends or anything. Everybody around him is to be used. I get that. But that's a really weird thing to try to describe to people, Phil. That's a real weird thing to try to describe to people. It's kind of disturbing, Phil.
Long as you serve a purpose. And the kid's purpose was to basically be there for his parents and to give his parents meaning, which he did. And of course, his parents are never going to forget him, so they're going to keep him with them for the rest of their lives. And their lives have been enriched and improved because he lived. And of course, his next door neighbor as well, Chloe, had a real friend because of him. She even said her story was that she really didn't have any friends, right?
I'm sure you can relate to that.
She felt very isolated, especially because her mother had died. And to have a friend because of him.
Now, I'm sure, I haven't looked yet. You know what I'm saying? I like to try to go into this fresh. But I'm sure people were being like, is there a deeper meaning to this? Is this him crying for Linda? Is it, fuck all that. Linda doesn't cry. DSP don't cry for nobody. Like I said, unless he has an actual, if Linda was dead, he'd have already done a pity stream about this at this point. You know what I'm saying? The fact that woman's dying doesn't mean shit to him. It's until she's in the ground, you know what I'm saying, is when the real value that woman will actually have come to bear. Same thing with Dave, his father. So let's go ahead and, so this is just my own personal opinion, but don't invest too much coinage in that, to be honest, because I don't think it's that deep. I think he's just crying for himself.
Right? So that's kind of an interesting message.
And we're using a dead kid in a video game to do it. That's fucking crazy. This almost kind of reminds me of, what was that silly shit? Was it in like a Dragon or one of those Yakuza games when he had sat there and had that massive crash out about, I can relate to this person because his life's like mine, all that gay shit. It's like that. That's exactly what this shit is. But all this is attached to Pokemon. I'll tell you in a minute.
The unique games that tell interesting messages stay with you, and this one will. Like, I remember
Bet. We'll see. Let's check in like 2 months. Let's check in like 3 months and see if he actually holds to that.
The Moon, I remember Soma, and this one it doesn't need gameplay. It just needs a riveting story.
Riveting.
That maybe makes you feel something, or
compelling would probably have been the better choice of word for that, Phil, but that's just me.
Teaches you something, right?
I think the death of a child is a little bit more than, I think it deserves a little bit more value than just being riveting.
And I think for a lot of people, if that, you have no idea what that game was, because I didn't. I had no idea what that game was going.
Actually, that's a lie. I'll show you that in a minute. We're getting there. I'm going to show you how I didn't have any clue of what this was. Oh, really? Ah, touche.
Into it whatsoever. To experience it and say, you know what? Maybe I learned something.
Did you?
Maybe not everyone is going to have a perfect life. Not everyone's going to have a long life, or, but as long as there's some kind of meaning there, and it wasn't just a waste.
This is literally his fucking situation from the vestry. When he sat there and cried on that couch over that fucking fan letter, that's literally what this is. Linked to Pokemon. Pokemon was the driving force behind this shit.
Which a lot of people think of these days,
That's crazy.
Of life, that what's the point? Well, maybe there is a point. Maybe you just have to see it. Maybe a lot of people miss the point of life, living, and the impact that they actually have on people around them, and they take it all for granted.
When's the last time you talked to any of your family members, Phil, besides begging your mom and dad for money? It's been a decade, right? That's what you told the dragon that snaked you? That's what that was, right? About a decade or so? Something like that? I'm just asking, man. I'm just asking for a friend.
11 years, but those 11 years were incredibly meaningful to everyone around the person in the story. So even though they were 11 short years, still, you didn't have to lie about having some tall tale of a life where he went on and became some famous artist or whatever. Those 11 years were just so meaningful, right? It's pretty awesome. That was a pretty darn good story, man. I'm not going to lie. That was one of the best stories, that I think I've experienced in a video game.
Sure.
Yeah, SD Charger says, I think the point too is to appreciate all the moments. Like stay here in the moment. Don't turbo past things. Don't rush things.
The lack of self-awareness in this is fucking kind of crazy. To be honest, I can see how people feel bad for him. I really do. He's mentally not equipped for the shit that he's talking about. Clearly.
Don't miss out on meaningful moments because they're come and gone in the blink of an eye, in the snap of a finger.
Which is ironic too, by the way, because he tried to go ahead and he's been trying to talk about his FGC friends in air quotes as of late, right? And he had said something recently about how it was a quick mention about how a lot of the guys who he had played against, or he knew, or he was aware of, really, in the FGC, a lot of those guys are, no longer here, and they're kind of dying out. And I guess he was trying to have a moment, but he abandoned it pretty quickly. My thought was, when I heard it, was, well, why wouldn't you reach out to those people? You had years to do it and you never did. So why didn't you? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're really going to play this whole bullshit about you're like the last of the Mohicans and shit, it might have not have, they were all on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? You can find them on Instagram. I'm sure you can. There's a Discord or two after that you can find them in. You could have reached out to them, but you didn't because they weren't worth anything to you. That's what the reality is. And now that they're slowly but surely dying out, DSP looking at it just like he does with YouTubers and Twitch streamers. Last man standing. Hey, I'm still here. Everybody else left or died out, but I'm still here. It's that type of mentality. Sick shit, man. Gotta tell you.
And you don't know how many of those moments you're going to get in your life. And the next thing you know, it could all be behind you or it could all be over.
It's funny that you're playing this crybaby shit too, Phil, while this whole diaper thing's going on and Kino Casino's dumping on you and all this bullshit. The timing of this is even more coincidental now that I think about it.
I want to make sure you didn't miss out on those important things. Yeah. Wow. Pretty darn.
So you're gonna call your cousins now and shit? Are you gonna have you're gonna allow Kat to reach out to Jenna? You're gonna do anything? Did you really take anything from this situation? Or we're just going ahead and leading up to the Pokemon cards?
A good original story, I'll say, man. Holy crap. Like, I don't know if there's anything after the credits. Probably not. It's also touching. The game is dedicated to my father, the man who taught me how to play. So, dedicated to the memory of the father, the creator and studio director. You know, that's awesome, too.
Is it? So are you gonna, like, call your dad, ask him how he's doing? Is he enjoying his fishing and shit? Does this make you feel bad that you didn't allow him to teach you how to ride a bike because you were scared of those Negroes? You didn't let him teach you how to swim. I don't even know if he actually taught you how to drive. Now I think about it. So does any of that kind of resonate with you at all? All those moments that you missed? All those opportunities that, you know, fathers look forward to when they have children, especially sons, and you kind of deprived them from all of that because you were a coward? You feel anything about any of that? No? Okay. I just thought I'd ask.
Right? There you go. Wow. So now I'm
so worried about the immediate that he doesn't think about the long term, which explains a lot. And to be honest, I brought that up not because I'm just a fucking ruthless bastard, but also it tells a lot about DSP and his psychopathy. Yet again, the way DSP does anything is the way he does anything. If he doesn't see a benefit in the short term, or if it's something that could hurt him in the short term, he'll completely disregard it. It doesn't mean anything in the long term. Because he could have easily learned how to drive in like driver's ed in school, like a lot of us did. So there's that. Says a lot, man. It really says a lot.
to clear out my sinuses again. I'm going to shout out contributions in a second. Thank you, guys. Let me clear out my sinuses, and then we'll continue and we'll finish the game.
You gotta get that money buffing. Gotta get that money buffing. I gotta tell you, when I initially saw this, I initially was thinking, okay, maybe the dude's actually having a moment. And then I had to remember, well, this is DSP. You don't have moments unless the shit serves a purpose. And then that's when I decided to go ahead and watch this in the way that you're seeing it, right? And then when you look at it that way, you can see the buildup. You can see why we ended up getting to where we ended up getting to and why he did it, to be honest. Because this Pokemon thing is really slipping through his little hooves and he doesn't want to lose it. And so when DSP gets in a situation where something, shut your ass up. When DSP gets into a situation that something, in air quotes, is good for him, that's good for him is happening, and he feels like it's slipping, then he has to go ahead and pull upon your emotions. He has to play upon your emotions to keep you engaged. You know what I'm saying? Which is ironic because I thought people support DSP's content because they like DSP in the content. So why do we need all this other extra bullshit to keep people in pocket or keep things in play? It's real interesting when you think about it.
Cleaned out my sinuses and I can talk. So, thank you to DSP Glazer, who did a $2 super chat. Said, well, that just made me cry. Jesus. I know, right? Very emotional game. Well written. Like, so well written where you care about the characters and everything, you know? Scotty Doo.
That's actually interesting too, because that also proves that he doesn't have any attachment to any of the games he plays, which makes a lot of sense because, like with Resident Evil Code Veronica, didn't he say he's playing that game before? But he don't seem to remember jack shit or know jack shit about it. He's playing Dark Souls now, I think. Or no, is he playing Demon Souls? No, I think he's playing Dark Souls. Playing Dark Souls 2 now that I think about it. How many times has he played that and he's acting like it's a day one release and he's just going through the motions and shit? He's fucking everything up. It makes you, yet again, it's utilitarianism. It all serves a purpose, or it has to serve a purpose. Not, it has no meaning. The only reason why he's going with the firm soft shit is because everything else that comes out this summer, he's more than likely going to quit it. He's probably not going to play none of those games to completion. So he needs, yet again, something to keep people engaged. And that's why him playing this persona of, I'm a lifelong gamer and all this, which isn't even true, by the way. He didn't get into games until like way, way later after he fucking got ousted from the FGC. It just goes to show that, like, the dude is he's a fraud. He's a charlatan. He's a fake. He's a poser. And the longer that he sticks with this shit and the more that he tries to prove himself, the more of a fraud the more apparent it is. You know what I'm saying? You can only lie for so long until the truth comes out.
With a $5 super chat says, this isn't much. I want to say keep up these great streams and I appreciate you. Great game. I agree. Thank you so much, Scotty Doo. I'm glad that we took the time to do something completely unique tonight. Conspiracy of Everything did 500 kicks and says that I'm gay because I'm crying. So there you go. Take that as you will.
DSP is gay.
And so. Let's see. Mozzie with a $2 super chat says, what a touching game. Here is to the Tissue Fund. Thank you to Mozzie for that. I appreciate it.
Only if they knew where all those tissues really go. Because trust me, it's not to wiping his nose. That's for damn sure.
All right. So I guess we'll get through the credits here. I doubt there's anything. Maybe there's something after the credits or not. I don't know. Means every once in a while.
All right, there we go. Apparently we got over that fast. Okay. Now this is the next part of the video, because theoretically it's broken up into 3 segments. This is the lead up. This is what all the this is the lead up to what you just saw. And I want you to pay very close attention to how he was describing the game and then think about how he reacted to it later on, or how he did react to it. You already saw that part.
The TCG card shop game. Tonight we're doing something special. We're playing, Beyond Before Your Eyes. It's a completely unique indie game.
It's funny, he was about to say Beyond Two Souls.
It's about 2 hours long. It's all narrative based. It's all kind of like almost like a walking simulator, but people are saying it's insanely emotional and I should check it out. So it's 2 hours long and we're doing the entire game on the late stream tonight. Okay. Next week. Yes. Before Your Eyes.
Now remember, he said that he didn't really know anything about the game going in, but that right there begs to differ. Anywho.
Is the night stream. It is the entire night stream because I'm being told the game's just roughly 2 hours long. So we will do the entirety of the game on the late stream tonight.
Had the full link down for it and everything too.
Oh, you're wondering what game it is? So, Before Your Eyes is a narrative-based game that apparently is very emotionally invested. I think it's about, like, someone's life flashing before their eyes at some point.
Remember, I thought we said we knew nothing about the game at all. I'm literally showing you guys the build-up to it. And with every clip, for some reason, we know a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. It's almost like he was already primed for what the game was, and more importantly, what the ending was.
So it could be interesting. We'll have to see what it's like. People say it's amazing, a really good narrative game with real emotional connection. So I guess we'll see. All right, look what we got. Thank you guys for a chill stream. I'll be back tonight on the late stream tonight. It will be this game called Before Your Eyes. It's supposed to be a 2-hour adventure. You basically go through someone's lifetime where their life flashes before their eyes. It's supposed to be very artistic, but also very emotional. So if you're here for that kind of game, if you're down for it, I hope you'll come back tonight and join me on my late stream. If you're not interested, that's fine. Mm-hmm. I do hope that you'll still come back and hang out with me tomorrow. Tomorrow it will be an actual level 1 podcast, Dark Souls 2 continuing, and to end the week, another stream of TCG Card Shop Sim that, I'll be honest with you, I hope does better than the last. It didn't do so well last.
Oh, shit. Excuse me. Supposed to be professional about this. All right. So now we're going to start getting into the fuckery. Now we're going to get to why we're actually all here and what essentially ties all of this bullshit together. This whole day revolved around this whole situation.
Am I opening cards today? Yes, we're guaranteed 1 pack because we're playing Pokemon. I always open a freebie pack. When we get to $100 of support, we'll do another, and so on and so forth. Or if we get a $50 contribution, I'm waiting for that first milestone to be hit of $100. I know we're going to hit it, guys. Please.
Even though we didn't hit the 3 I'm pretty sure we didn't hit the 3 previous ones. So if he didn't hit it today or yesterday, if he didn't hit it yesterday, there'd have been a problem. That'd have been 4 in a row. And that's interesting too. I want you to think about this because this isn't the first time this happened. Every time DSP goes on a 3 drought losing streak, all of a sudden when that 4th stream comes up, an anonymous tip. You go back far enough, just go back in this year, go back last year, you go back far enough and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's very, very interesting. He'll let the first 3 slide. He'll take an L on the first 3. But when that 4th one starts to loom, all of a sudden, someone come around and play Captain Save a Dent and starts helping shit out. It's real peculiar, real strange.
Support today's Pokemon stream if you're enjoying.
At least some of the time anyway. We've had longer droughts than that.
So we can get our second pack of cards. And please like the stream if you're watching live right now.
So the chat's not going nowhere.
Defeated Psychic Abigail. My plan to scare you didn't go well at all. Ladies and gentlemen, I have received a $100 tip. $100. And they said, keep this gameplay coming, King. So thank you to the $100 tipper. This literally changes everything.
Anonymous tipper, by the way.
And this is what I mean about support.
Here we go. Here we go. By now, you guys might have seen the method of my madness. If not, I don't blame you. But here we go.
Go well at all. Ladies and gentlemen, I have received a $100 tip. $100. And they said, keep this gameplay coming, King. So thank you to the $100 tipper. This literally changes everything. Yeah, I just don't understand it at all whatsoever. I don't understand streamers who would lie about the level of support they're getting. Can someone explain it to me? Like right now, what incentive is there for me to lie and say that I'm doing better than I'm doing? Why would I ever fake a contribution? Because I'm accused of this, but I never understood it and no one's ever justified it. Like, why would I want to lie about my contributions? In my opinion, if you look better than you're doing, less people likely want to support because they think you're doing good, right? Like, let's say I was on a stream and legit, I had no support on that stream. If I faked a contribution, now people think I'm doing better than I am. I think people are more apt to support you if they think you need the support. Does that make sense? So if you're lying and you're saying, look at me, I got a 5,000 subs, but in reality, you know that 4,000 of those subs are worth like 4 pennies. So that's really $80. And only 1,000 of your subs are real, which are $5. So really you're making $5,000 a month. You're not making $25,000 a month. How does that benefit you? I'm really lost about that. And I never understood that about LTG because it's very blatant that that's what happens with him. That he has supporters who send him Turkish subs, Argentinian subs, and a lot of the times he even has it scheduled. Like, he triggers it. He'll be talking about a certain thing, and then all of a sudden, the support drops like a timed thing. And it's like, dude, we all know what's going on. We're not done. We're not born yesterday. Obviously, this is something that was planned, and you're working with your supporters to do it to make you look good, right? But I don't get that. Like, someone just says priming the tip jar. I don't get that. Like, okay, I used to work at a place that had physical tips. I did, okay? It was a fast food place. And I worked it was at the mall, local mall. And here we go. And we had a tips jar, okay? If the jar was empty, more people would tip. Like, if it was empty, people would look and go, oh, and then they would put a tip in because they, oh, these poor people have no tips today. Okay?
Claire, I'll take care of you now. Feeling better?
Thanks to you. Just like a big brother, huh? You're always looking out for your little sister.
She should give you the lockpick now. Uh-oh.
It's Alexia!
The real Alexia.
There really is an Alexia?
It is almost time, you genetically inferior siblings.
After her! She might know where Steve is.
Let's go.
And this is what I mean about support, is when you get one piece of support, just listen to how many packs we're about to open as a result of a $100 tip. But first, let's play it in.
Now, here's the thing. I want you to think about this. Last week, or it was the week before, he made like $850 on a single stream. They opened, what, 20 packs maybe? 18 packs? I don't know the exact number. I apologize. But if for every $100 he gets, they can literally open up 5 packs, according to what he's saying. Then what happened to all those packs? Like, does it really match up to how many packs they opened like a week or two ago off that 850? Or did we go ahead and like up the rules and shit to make it seem like we did more than what we really, that we accomplished more than what we really did? You know what I'm saying? It's real strange.
Animation. Thank you so much to whoever this is. I really, really, really appreciate that. Let's get that on the leaderboard.
And it's blatant too. Like this fake tip is clearly fake, and it's so blatant. It's so blatant. Because like at the beginning of the stream, he was crying basically about how, he wasn't physically crying, you know what I mean? He was bitching. He was bitching about how they had only made like $27 or some shit. Or I don't even think they were up to their first 50 yet. And he was crying about how all the support was on the morning show or whatever it was, the Daily Wipe or whatever the fuck it was that started off this shit. And they hadn't made it, he hasn't received any support. Sorry about that. He hadn't received any support since then, since the morning show or whatever. So like I said, this $100 tip doesn't seem, it is. It's a fake tip. At the end of the day, it was a fake tip. Fake as hell.
We gotta do some math. You ready?
Fake as hell.
So first off, we're gonna have, hold on.
Now we're stalling.
We gotta do some math here. I'm waiting for the music to stop playing.
You could just stop the music manually.
I forgot that the music...
You could literally just turn off the sound source in OBS. Just saying. 18 years though.
Plays really... the animation is supposed to play longer. For some reason, it's really short, and I don't remember making it that short. Okay, so... because we just hit 100 and 150 milestone, that's 2 more packs of cards that are opening today. Okay? Then, that was a $50 contribution. That counts for an extra pack. And that was a $100 contribution in one go. That counts for one of the ultra rare bonus packs of Ascended Heroes, where we could have a chance to get a over $1,000 card, and it could be a God pack that's worth over $3,000.
Literal gotcha game mechanics. Holy shit.
So, because of this one person contributing huge like that, we just went from 1 to 5 packs, 4 regular packs, and 1 ultra pack. That's amazing. Okay? So now we still have around 50 minutes left. Obviously, we're going to open these packs on this stream. What I'm going to do is play the game for about another half an hour, roughly. And then after that, we're going to do the special video to do the pack unopening. If you want to see more, contribute now. If we get to 200, we do another pack.
Yeah, he was doing this to stay face. Like, the more you see it, the more it's clear that you did this just to stay face.
Okay? So how cool is that? Just like that, boom. What a big change.
And even if he did lie about the 100, which more than likely he did, it doesn't matter because he still got the dopamine hit. And then the public perception is, hey, he's still doing the Pokemon openings. So either way, he's still moving forward either which way you see it.
Okay? So thank you so much, whoever that was. A $100 anonymous tip is greatly appreciated, man. Thank you so much. Okay. Do I really need the berries? I'm not using them. This is interesting. We got a cave up here. Stuff.
All right, here we go. No.
So we're doing 4 normal packs, and then we're doing ultimate pack or ultra pack. Thanks to that $100 contribution, which is awesome.
So now keep in mind, we've jumped ahead like 40, 50 minutes and no other contributions came. It's almost like, hey, if we didn't fake that 100, we would have taken an L for the 4th stream in a row. If it was the 4th stream, which I'm pretty sure it was, but don't quote me on that.
Right? That's going to be sweet. I can't wait. All right, hold on one second.
That's fucking silly. Oh, and this weird shimmy. Well, he doesn't do it here, but he had this weird shimmy when this diaper thing kind of blew up, where he was shimmying his back across the wall because he didn't want people to see the back of his pants, which is fucking hilarious.
Due to a very well-supported Pokemon Brilliant Diamond stream, we are about to unpack at least 5 packs of Pokemon cards. Let's take a look at what we'll be ripping. We've got 4 packs of Abyss Eye that we're about to unpack, and then 1 pack of Ascended Heroes, because we actually had one very generous $100 contributor, which means we are qualifying for these. This set is basically like playing the lotto, to be frank with you.
Trying his ass off to sell this shit.
Like this stuff, you're guaranteed to get some hits, right? This is so rare to get. First of all, they're expensive, but then you have very low chances. But if you get something good, you get something good. Like there's $1,000 cards in this set, multiple. There's God packs in this set where you open up a pack that has all hits. So let's see how we do. Let's get started.
And when did he pick up the terminology God pack? When was that a thing?
Where are my scissors? One final thing. I should have said this in the video. Remember, if anyone ever contributes and says, hey, I want to contribute, but I really don't like those Japanese cards. Can we open English instead? Yes. I still have the Chaos Rising box. We never finished it from last week, so we could just do Chaos Rising instead.
I'm surprised he didn't pull all those already by now. I'm surprised he didn't do that behind the scenes. He didn't just feed into his inner junkie and get rid of all that shit. That's wild.
If that's what people want.
Unless it's from another pack that he's already opened, or another box.
I'm okay with that. But you got to specify when you contribute. Like this person who did the $100 tip could have said, I'm just not feeling the Abyss Eye Japanese cards. Can we go to English again? And I'll do that for you.
But he didn't do that, though. That's why I showed that to you.
Okay? Okay.
And then clapping for himself. Yeah, he don't look like... That didn't look like that went well. So, all right. So here's the point of all of this, ladies and gentlemen, in closing. The reason why I did this all in the order I did and so on and so forth. That little crying segment we had at the end of the night was literally crying for himself because he feels that the Pokemon shit started to slip through his fingers. Also, he's incredibly frustrated with this whole diaper situation, diaper gate or whatever people are calling it. So he has 2, I guess you could say, if you're a dent, he has 2 good reasons to be sad or pissed off. And then yet again, faking the tip early that day just to keep the Pokemon shit in check. If you really think about it, everything was kind of closing in on him. You know what I'm saying? Pokemon streams weren't doing well. The diaper thing is fucking killing him and shit. And Kino Casino's on his neck yet again, which is what DSP wanted. But except for this diaper thing ain't working out. He was running out of options, and those baby backs were on the grill, and he needed some type of relief. He needed some type of win. He needed a way to, I guess, reestablish some type of emotional connection with people and whatnot. Out of all the games you chose to play that night, you chose to play that particular game about a dying child. And he clearly knew that the child was dying. He clearly had an understanding of what the premise was of the game. He more likely had already seen the ending, the prime himself. So that's what July 1st was. It was this disgusting piece of shit con man crying and complaining and doing all his silly shit over fucking Pokemon cards because the Pokemon grift is about to die out. At least that's the way I see it. That's how I put it all together, if you will. But let me know what you guys think. Tell me how you guys feel, if you guys feel anything about this. But that's pretty low. That's pretty low. Because he's been pretty butthurt after that $850 that one stream, which he faked. I honestly think the first $500 he got on that stream was fake. The 200 that followed it might have been real, but the 500 in the beginning was fake. But everything else I think might have been legit. Maybe. Even then, I question the second one too, because I think the $200 tip he got afterwards was also anonymous. Maybe. I'll think about it. I know the $500 one was definitely an anonymous one, so that was definitely faked. So it is what it is. But yeah, the Pokemon grift is drying up. And everybody's laughing about it. He's an addict and a junkie, and he's dependent on this shit more so than ever. Recently, he just talked about, or he brought up, or he reminisced about the vest streak, and everybody knows what kind of junkie piece of shit he was back in the day. And if he could just let his if he could have just reeled in his ego and let people make fun of him like I did and said that he was Mr. Potato Head in that fucking wrapped up in aluminum foil in that platinum vest, he could have kept that grift going. You know, I mean, eventually it would have died out, but it would have lasted longer than what it did, but he couldn't because his ego is too goddamn much. And then he wanted to control it. He wanted to say certain vests could be on this day, certain vests could be on that day. He started buying other vests to try to offset it and try to get people to forget. It's the internet, bitch. Internet don't forget shit. So there you go on that. But anyway, that's my initial thoughts. I honestly think you saw a combination of trying to salvage the Pokemon grift, essentially using, or at least a primer, if you will. But he literally tried to salvage the Pokemon shit by faking a tip and then later on getting all emotional about the meaning of life and all this other dumb shit, which is really just a substitute for the fan letter thing he did during Vestry to keep that going. Because what is rewarded will be repeated. Same concept. And if that isn't this, and that's if it isn't used for the direct purpose, it's a primer. It's a primer. When these Pokemon streams start to die out or dry up, then you're gonna see the desperation really come out there. Then we'll probably, I don't know if we'll see another fan letter, but I'm sure it'll be some fan behind the scenes who, you know, who really enjoys this shit and so on and so forth, and they would love to support him publicly, but they can't because, you know, the detractors, trolls, haters, and critics got them scared or whatever, and, you know, probably try to say, you know, whatever, try to rally in some way and try to rally the other dents to please continue supporting it or whatever. But that's what I think. I think all of July 1st was completely and utterly to try to salvage the Pokemon grift. That's all it was. And it was a very sad ass display of it. A few years ago, it would have been just as bad, but there probably would have been a little bit of forethought on it. I think DSP just threw whatever he could to the fucking wall and see whatever sticks. But that's just me though. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this has been, I'll name the segment later, GTG Spit That Grease, so on and so forth. Take care of yourselves and whatnot. And for those of you who have any kind of conscience at all and you feel bad for this guy, this piece of shit, I don't blame you. Not that you should care if I blame you or not, or anybody else. I mean, you feel what you feel. I don't blame you. I will say though that I promise you, your sympathy or empathy of him is being wasted. I promise you. So just consider that. I'm not here to tell you what to do or what not to do, but no buts. I mean, I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just saying it's being wasted. It would be wasted if you gave him even a micro of fucking sympathy. Just saying. But you're a better person than me, so that's all that. So you at least have that, I suppose, for whatever that's worth. All right, take care of yourselves, people. Oh man, have a happy 4th of July weekend, by the way. Later, people.